What up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Great, and this is the Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition, Season 16, Episode 7 review. Now, a lot of shows, before I get into this review, have been kind of like canceled. I know the Love and Hip Hop filming has already been postponed because of this whole coronavirus and quarantine situation. We can't be around a crowd. They're advocating social distancing. So I don't know how many shows it's going to be doing on TV or whatever, but I know this episode is dead. I'm going to do the Tammy and Waka Flocka Season 1, Episode 2, What the Flocka review. I might do Black and Crew. I don't know. Hopefully, Real Housewives of Atlanta continues. The finale keeps going, all that stuff, but we don't know what's going to happen with what's happening right now. Until the government gets control of what's going on, we're kind of screwed in a lot of things. So I hope y'all are doing well. I hope some of you who are out of work are able to find out a way to take care of yourself. I know that they're going to try to figure out some kind of relief to help us during the situation, but I really want to extend my sincere condolences to people who are struggling out there. And for those of you who are able to make do, keep it up until we figure out what's going on. But y'all keep safe, take care of yourself, and I really want you guys to all be good while we're going through this. I think it's going to be all right. I know we're going to be all right. But until then, just, don't panic too much. Don't freak out. It's going to be all right. Now, get into this review. The episode begins with us finding out that Stevie J had full custody of Jocelyn. He also had a warrant out for her for whatever reason. I don't know if it was for her arrest or whatever. I don't know. But he had put like a restraining order out on her. And now he's basically taking advantage of the court system because he's had 15 kids. And so he knows what to do. Now, I don't feel bad for saying this, but I don't feel bad for Jocelyn. And I know people might say, oh my gosh, you're so mean. Da, 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 da. Let me tell y'all why. This is karma for Jocelyn when it comes to Stevie and alone. Because when I remember watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when it first started, and Jocelyn came, she was new, fresh out the strip club. Stevie was helping her, and while Stevie was playing Mimi, and his, the new, even was 3 years old at the time, 2-3 years old when they first started. And she was very proud as the seasons went by to tell her that she, you just mad because I stole your baby daddy. You just mad because I stole your baby daddy. Whatever, da-da-da. With you look like your ass got sucked out with a straw. You always got your man outfit like you always do. Like I could steal your man again whenever I want to. She was very proud and inflicting pain at Mimi, knowing that Stevie was hurting her by being with her. She wanted Stevie, and she was willing to do whatever was necessary to make sure that Stevie made Mimi look like a fool. And y'all were there when Mimi told Stevie that he hurt her to her core because she'd been with him on and off for over 15 years. They had history. And now this new, fresh, young thing comes along, and you throw me away when you yourself wanted to have a family. You yourself wanted to have this daughter we have together, Eva. Now that she's 2-3, you're going to go out here and do this to me, and then on national television humiliate me. On reunion, we saw Jocelyn go after Mimi. I mean, it was continuous. After the first reunion, Stevie said that he wanted to fix things with Mimi. The next season, season 2, Jocelyn came in. Stevie was back in the house. They had that therapy session, all that mess. And, it was like Jocelyn knew that Stevie was playing Mimi and he was still sleeping with her. I mean, it was like you put yourself in a situation where you got the man in a bad way. You wanted to steal this man. You thought you were so beautiful that you took this man. Well, you got him. You got him, and you had a baby with him. And y'all know that Mimi said that he don't pay child support for Eva. She's the one who's taking care of Eva, hence the reason why she did that sex tape with Nico. And Jocelyn went and got pregnant for the second time, because the first time she got pregnant, Stevie dogged her out and said, you brought this to your manager. You're supposed to take care of this off the whip. Why wouldn't you go and, have an abortion, wink, wink, when you know that I'm not trying to have a baby with you? And he carried that pregnancy test around when Jocelyn went to go to Mimi and tell her to her face that she's carrying his baby, and she wanted to destroy the relationship because she was hurt about how Stevie was treating her. You were a mess in how you treated that woman because in your quest to get Stevie to be with you. Well, you got him. You had a baby with him, and now here's the consequences of what you chose and how you chose this. Stevie knows how to play the court system. There's the thing about child support. Child support was meant for people who are not getting any form of help by the other person they chose to have a kid with. It could be male or female, right? A lot of times is situations to where either the mom is not able, mentally stable enough to take care of the child, so they need to award primary custody to the father, or the father is not there physically, or was a domestic violence situation. That court system was supposed to be there to make sure that if there's an abuse situation or if there's an unhealthy dynamic for a child, the child is being taken care of by the parent who's the most stable and who's the most fit. Nowadays, it's false. The court system's become a fucking joke when it comes to things like this, because a lot of males and females use it as almost as a weapon. Sometimes you have situations where the mother is keeping the kids, the father wants to see the kids, but she's deliberately choosing to keep the kids because she just wants to punish him with child support because he either cheated or he moved on with his life and didn't want to be with that woman anymore. Then you have the man who may want physical custody of the child for the purpose of tax purposes, claiming them under the taxes. It becomes stupid and people forget the actual true value of what it's like to have both parents in your life. At the end of the day, as crazy as Jocelyn is, I do feel like she would have been a good mother to Bonnie Bella. As dumb as Stevie acts, he didn't have 15, 25,000 kids. He could genuinely be an influential factor in that daughter's life. He may not be a perfect one, but he's not more bad off to some of the fathers I've seen out there for that daughter. So for the judge to have a situation to where Stevie's not manipulating the system to get full custody of the daughter and stuff like that, I don't think it's cool. I think it's a game. And at the same time, I remember in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, before Jocelyn left the show, when she got pregnant and she was talking to Stevie saying she don't want to have a baby without him, and when Stevie chose to leave her, she was throwing it in his face. I'm gonna make you pay child support and take everything you don't have, like that vengeful situation. And now it's become, this child is gonna be going back and forth watching both parents fight and using Bonnie as the weapon of war, instead of just them saying, Jocelyn doesn't own that baby, so she shouldn't have full custody of the baby. Stevie doesn't own the baby, so he shouldn't have full custody of the baby. They both made those shots together. It's 50-50. Y'all need to share equal responsibility and financial burden for that child. Nowadays, it's maybe like a vengeful situation. You know what? Screw you. If you don't want to be with me, I'm going to take the kids and you'll never see them again. That's what's happening right now with the system. As broken as it is in every form, this is one of the parts of it. Now, as we move forward, we get to the topic of this particular episode, which is going to be topic of sex. They call them all outside to come and talk, about sex. And they said that in order for you to have a successful relationship, you have to be able to articulate what you want in the bedroom to your partner. Very true. They start by asking them uncomfortable questions and saying that if you don't want to answer the question, you have to take an article of clothing off. So either you bare your soul or you bare your body. Which is it? They get to Choses and Bianca. They look some type of way, uncomfortable, like they just had a fight. And they asked them, what'd y'all do last night? They said, oh, we had sex. Everybody in the house apparently heard them over there knocking the boots with each other. This is the same couple who we just found out had another girlfriend outside of the show. Now, Chose brings up a topic saying that another dude was DMing Bianca. Bianca admits to him that she was talking to the dude for a few months trying to move on, but then she decided, I'm going to put him on hold to see if this one is going to work. This is a game. Bianca is 29 years old, dating a 23-year-old. It seems like Bianca is immature in herself. In this life, you attract the type of person that you are. If you're a horrible person internally, you're going to attract that type of person. If you're a selfish person, you're going to attract that type of person. If you're somebody who's manipulative and vindictive and cruel, you're going to attract that type of person. Just like if you're immature, you're going to naturally attract an immature person. How is a 29-year-old able to have a successful relationship with a 23-year-old who can't even decide if he wants to be with her or not? What kind of sense does that make? But Bianca, she seems to be doing immature shit too, with this back and forth. Oh, I was talking to him for 2 months, but now I decided I want to be with you, but he's still able to DM me. What kind of shit is that? But now Chose is pissed off. The shoes are near the foot. But it seems like whenever they fight, they sleep together, and after that, they're supposed to just bury the hatchet, but it comes back up again. It becomes a cycle. They get to CeeLo and Shani, and they ask CeeLo about what he, whether he's had a few fantasies and stuff like that. And Shani is quick to say that she is like the freak in the relationship, that they're both out here doing the nasty. And yes, she takes advantage of CeeLo whenever she wants, and CeeLo just sits there and takes it like an innocent victim because that's what she wants. If she wants ass, she wants ass. Jocelyn and Ballistic are not part of this drill because Jocelyn had to call Stevie to try to figure out, or call her daughter to try to say goodbye while Stevie has full custody of her, to let her know that she still loves her, which is the right thing to do. Then they get to Stu and Michelet. And I am extremely certain that Stu has AIDS, in the sense that he has acquired intelligence deficiency syndrome. AIDS, acquired intelligence deficiency syndrome. Because the things that he comes out of his mouth that he says sometimes, that shit don't make sense to me. Because Miss Chalet and Stu are talking about sex and intimacy and, you know, what they both want. Miss Chalet is articulating that whenever Stu wants her, Stu just wants to bend her over and pound her like a dog. And she wants him to start off kind of turning her on, doing little things here and there to get her excited. And he's just looking at her, and all he can think about is, damn, everything about this, you know, this marriage boot camp since we got here, you know, it's just making me question our relationship. He doesn't want to actually ever hear what she's saying. He just wants to hear what he wants to hear. So I'm like, I'm done. Last review, I told him to shut the fuck up since he apparently can't do that either. I'm just going to diagnose him as having an intelligence deficiency, because that's just as far as I can go. At this point, if you can't listen, you ain't that smart. Then they get inside, and they now find out what's going on with Jocelyn and with her baby. And what shocked me is Adjoa decided to go and let Styles P know what's going on. Styles, and being that he's in the music industry, obviously he's ran into Stevie J at some point because he has a good rep. Stevie has a long career in the music industry. Even though he may have gone broke at some point, he did have a long music career. And so Styles naturally has Stevie J's number, so he wanted to call him and see what's going on. The thing is, I don't feel like Styles should have interfered in any way, shape, or form. This dynamic when it comes to somebody's children in the court and everything like that is none of his business. He cannot call Stevie and try to interfere with his decision to get full custody of his daughter and have a warrant out for her because Jocelyn happens to be in the house and they feel like Jocelyn is this good person. They have no idea what has transpired between them to the extent that it has for Stevie to feel like this is the decision that he wants to make, because Jocelyn would have gone after him, child support and everything else that she could to make his life miserable. At the same time, Stevie would have chosen not to deal with Jocelyn and her attitude and chosen not to see his daughter just so he doesn't have to deal with her. There are some men, I don't excuse it, but I know it happens. There are some men that make the decision not to even see their children because they don't ever want to deal with the woman and how the woman behaves and how difficult the woman can be because they use their feelings and put it ahead of the child's needs. There are some women who will absolutely choose not to be around their children because of how the man may treat them. Maybe he may be abusive. Maybe it just may be too difficult for them. Maybe they don't have the money. Stevie is not going to fuck with Jocelyn screwing up his life. Y'all know Mimi didn't go after him for child support, so because she felt like that's the way that she could keep him inside Eva's life is to avoid that drama, and he is in her life. He is in his other kids' lives too. But when it comes to Jocelyn, because how bad things were, there's a lot of salt thrown inside that water. Now, that scene happened. They decided to involve Ballistic and Jocelyn in the sex talk conversation. As this is going on, Chosis and Bianca disappears to go and have shower sex again to overshadow the fact that Chosis is still pissed off about Bianca having some former dude DM her. Let's just go fix things with sex. It must be good, I guess. Anyway, that happens. Ballistic decides to give Jocelyn a lap dance, but he don't know what he looks just uncomfortable. Ballistic just looks uncomfortable. He's such a good guy, but he's just very conservative with the way that he handles things. Then they get called in. They're gonna now use puppets to show what they want in the bedroom from each other. They get to Shawnee and CeeLo. CeeLo already gave himself a stripper name, Low Jangles. And we learned that Low Jangles usually lies down on his back, and Shawnee gets up there and she just bounces up and down and enjoys herself until she get hers. And I applaud her for being that type of girl, because y'all know damn well as petite as she is, after they had that electric shock obstacle course where he bent down once and his whole ass fell out, there ain't no way he can be up there doing a lot of things with her, trying to hurt that poor girl. But Shawnee now tells us that she would wish that CeeLo takes charge, but not only that, that sometimes he would get on top. And I'm thinking, girl, why? You may not survive that. You may not even be able to find you in there. I'm sorry, but CeeLo is a big dude. I'm not saying that he's ugly being big, but he's a big dude. Compared to her, she's significantly smaller than him. I don't know how that's going to work. She might as well just keep herself on top, girl. Yes. Then she also says that she prefers CeeLo to go ahead and hit from the back more often, doggy style. And I was like, CeeLo, why aren't you giving this girl the freak level that she wants? CeeLo looked uncomfortable that she even said that out loud in the first place. He just doesn't ever want to be wrong. He don't. But he says in the confessionals that they need to get their communication up because it seems like they're both on different levels and different what they think about the world and what they think about what they should be doing. And if they don't get it together, the relationship is over. He was in his feelings because he didn't like the fact that she said that there were other things that she would prefer that he would do in the bed. Because as a man, it may be a little bit emasculating because he might feel like he's not pleasing her. That's not what she said though. You are pleasing her. She just would like to try certain things that are different. Chosen and Bianca already announced they wanted to have Bianca wants to have a threesome. I'm thinking, girl, bye. And Chosen says she's capping. I'm like, Bianca, girl, stop it, please. Because y'all don't even have a handle on the relationship that y'all have between the two of you. You want to throw somebody else, and then why don't you bring his third girlfriend, the white girl that you said he was with, and have her have a threesome with y'all and see how that worked out. Girl, bye. Grow up. Then we get to Stu and Michelet. Michelet explains what she wants in the bedroom, but Stu lets us all know that was when it comes to sex, he's very good in sex because he lets us know that she cried the first time that he touched her. And she said, oh, that's because I was, I had only been celibate for 2 years, but she also says that Stu is very good in bed. I'm thinking, Stu, that's the best asset you got. Just learn to shut up. Every time that she has a problem, don't speak, just give her some. Because it seems like that's where you're good at right now. And it seems like that's where she's satisfied. But Michelet ended up going off on Stu or getting mad at him, talking about, why would you say that? You told him I cried. Michelet, stop picking on the man. We already know that he's too dumb to know how to do right. So just learn the type of guy that you got. Learn his love language and leave him the hell alone and just bend over. Anyway, we got Styles P and Adwoa. Now they're going to talk about their sex life. Now we already know that Adwoa stated that her and Styles don't have one. And I was thinking maybe it's because Styles had cheated and stuff like that and she was jaded. But then I thought about it. She chose to let the relationship work out even after their daughter passed away. She chose to keep herself in the marriage because she genuinely loves that man. However, Styles lets us know that she weaponizes sex. Ladies, please don't ever do that in your relationship. If you choose to be with somebody even after they cheated on you, you have to be willing to let everything go. Don't bring it up. Forgive entirely. And don't ever weaponize sex because you don't want that to be like a dog type situation where he's only going to feel like he gets to touch you when you're not mad, or he gets to touch you every now and then, because there's always going to be some woman out there that's going to let him hit it whenever he wants to without any kind of what's the term I'm looking for? Any kind of bone that comes along with it. So you don't want to use that as intimacy and make it bad. You don't want to add a bad taste to something that's supposed to be fun between the two of you. Don't use sex as a weapon. If you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. That's one thing. But if you know the person's in the mood and he pissed you off and you're using it all the time as a weapon to get back at him, I'm not going to touch you for a week because this is what you did. That's not a good way to have a relationship. It's just not, because it ends up being a situation to where he's going to start associating sex with a bad thing. And he might not even want to touch you after that. And vice versa for the woman too. You don't use sex as a weapon. But Adwoa being heartbroken and not being able to trust Styles with her heart, at the same time, it's almost like there's a detachment there. But then you chose to be with him. So which is it? Do you want to be with him? As in, I'm going to just forget everything you did, forgive, and try to move forward? Or am I going to keep you in my life just to punish you for the rest of your life because of what you did to me? That doesn't make any sense to me. But she does express her love for him and how much he provides for the family and how he's done a lot for them. And, they genuinely care. I just feel like they just have bad habits they need to break. And then they also express that communication-wise, after the cheating, he got very disrespectful and talking to her in any kind of way. And in my mind, that's also another form of abuse. You can't just be talking to your spouse in any kind of way that doesn't have any love in it. Even when you're pissed off, you still have to articulate yourself with love. Even when you're mad, you just can't say whatever the hell you want to say with me because you're pissed off. I'm not an enemy. This fight eventually would be over. So you want to make sure that whatever you say is not something that you can never unsay. Just say enough to get your point across and try to break me down to the white meat. Then we got Ballistic and Jocelyn. Now, Jocelyn decides to now let everybody know inside the room that Ballistic don't eat her out. Listen to me deeply. Y'all remember in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when Jocelyn said that she don't like sucking dick. She don't. She said she doesn't like it. It's not her cup of tea. She prefers females because she prefers the puss. Well, but she's not with a man who doesn't prefer eating her out. So which is it? You don't like giving it, so why would you expect him to like giving it to you? I'm confused because I remember her saying that she doesn't like doing that. But now she's complaining that he doesn't do that. Well, if you don't like doing it, he can tell the difference. And if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. You have to enjoy doing that to him for him to enjoy doing it to you. Maybe it's not his cup of tea because it's just not. I know some guys don't like going down on women for whatever reason, but they want the woman to do it to him. I don't think that's fair either. You both have to enjoy it to be able to do that to each other. If you don't like it, the person don't like it, don't force it. But if one person can't be the one giving and the other one taking, no, I don't give if I don't get. You shouldn't give if you don't get. And you shouldn't give enthusiastically if you're not getting enthusiastically, okay? It should be fair and square. Don't expect me to go over there, get all disgusting and gross and, slobbering and all that kind of stuff if you yourself are not going to get down there and spell your name. So Ballistic says that he, it's something that he's done before, but it's almost like he felt embarrassed. Like, maybe I should start doing it now because it's something that really bothers her. Then Jocelyn does what a woman is not supposed to do. Well, did you do it to your ex, girl? Why? Does it matter? The ex don't exist at this point. He slept with a lot of girls, his ex-girlfriend with his penis. Does it matter if his mouth has gone down there? Clearly, he's had a different relationship before you. It shouldn't matter. Just talk to him about what you need. If it's a skill thing where he's uncomfortable, buy him a book, go see a therapist. If it's a thing where he's grossed out about it down there, turn the light off and tell him to imagine that she's eating a pie and just go in there and get, if it's a taste thing, girl, put some caramel, some vanilla, some whipped something to help him with the process. If it's a stank thing, then get into the bathtub and let him lather you down several times before you get down there, but figure it the hell out. Then all this is over. They go back to their rooms and now they're discussing. Jocelyn is now still reeling from the Stevie situation because she keeps going back to, her going home and not being able to see her daughter at home anymore. Then we got Chosen still trying to get to a resolution with Bianca and her other dude. Then we got Stu still saying that he doesn't even know why he came to this boot camp. And Miss Chalet pissed off that she told everybody that she was crying after she didn't had her orgasm after 2 years because Stu was in there doing what he was supposed to do and making sure that he burnt the cobwebs out that broke her back in every way. So that was the end of this episode. Next episode, I didn't really get to see as much of it because some commercial thing came on. I just wasn't into it. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. This one was pretty interesting. I got to see the couples in a different light. Anyway, please like, subscribe, and notification bell. Let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know what you think about the review. Let me know what you think about the situation with Jocelyn and her losing her custody to Stevie and how, knowing their history, what you think about that. Let me know what you think about CeeLo and Shani and their freak level. And let me know what you think about Chosen and Bianca or Stu and Michelet, because I don't know if Stu's going to even want to be with Michelet at the end of this. Like, I feel like he's completely given up completely. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys when I make my next review. Have a good evening. Bye. Stay safe.